Howdy, hey everyone, and whoop-de-doo, looks like I'm making another video about a Pokémon challenge going around. This time, it's the Sterninator's Multiversal Drift. Here, you take an already existing Pokemon, but put a spin on it, kind of like a Marvel What If. Anyone else seen that show? Or is it just me? I don't know. So, without further ado, let's hop in. No point in, sitting around. Starting off, I have, what if instead of sending Ultra Beasts to Alola, Ultra Wormholes sent Alolan Pokemon through Ultra Space? In this case, a group of Wimpod was sent to the Ultra Deep Sea. There, Wimpod would have to adapt to the environment instead of hiding like they usually do. Because of the lack of food, the Wimpod resorted to consuming the local Nihilego. They evolved flea-like legs to jump higher and catch floating Nihilego. Because of the lack of light, eyes were no longer needed, and they replaced them with a much longer antenna to sense their surroundings. They even become completely clear, likely the result of consuming fully transparent prey. When the Ultra Recon Squad finally discovered them, they were nearly unrecognizable. UB Cowardice, Wimpod, a bug and dart type. This variant of Wimpod came to be due to long-term exposure in the Ultra Deep Sea. As carnivores, they will swarm and consume anything they detect as made of meat. Now, was this just an excuse to draw more Ultra Beasts because they are my hyperfixation? No. But why did you pick Wimpod, I hear you say? Well, it was just the first Alolan Pokemon that came to mind. But it also makes sense, considering that there are real transparent isopod species, I believe. I think. Absol. Who doesn't love Absol? This Shadow the Hedgehog of Pokemon, once thought to be a bringer of doom, but it's actually just a sweet little boy. Well, what if it actually did bring doom and destruction? See, in lore, Absol was thought to bring disaster because disasters would occur whenever one was seen. However, now we know that it means no harm, it is actually warring humanity. But what if it was the opposite? What if people thought Absol would warn about disasters, but actually was the one causing them? It'd basically be the total opposite of our Absol, so it would be a fairy type instead of dark, and try to look all innocent so people would sympathize it. Kind of like that saying, an angel makes itself look scary to ward away evil, a demon makes itself look beautiful to deceive humans. So, less sharp bits and more fluffy. Anyways, here's Desol from Desolate, as if, like the land, after it's done its business. A fairy type. Once thought to be a savior of humanity, for warning others of disasters, it was actually later discovered that it was the one causing said disasters with its powerful magic for its own amusement. It is a cruel Pokemon. And for the final one, I actually couldn't come up with a third scenario, so I just used the example Stern used in his video. What if Team Aqua won? Well, one Pokemon I think would react interestingly is Litwick, or really any fire-type Pokemon. Well, Litwick needs to have its fire stay lit, but if it goes underwater, it gets put out. So, what about a bubble helmet? That might work for a bit, but it would eventually pop. So maybe they reuse or refuel their bubbles with steam from hydrothermal vents. English. And maybe the minerals from said hydrothermal vents would collect on Litwick, forming a rocky outer shell. So here's Litwock, from lit in the rock, but as if a baby were saying it, like walk, rock, the fire and rock type. After Team Aqua managed to flood the earth, some submerged volcanoes spewed bubbles of air. Local Litwick used these bubbles to keep their flame alive. These bubbles also contained traces of minerals, which caked on Litwick, forming a hard shell and causing them to become Litwock. And that's it for me today. Sorry it was short and felt kinda rushed, because it was, get off my case. Now, go check out Stern's channel. He makes some really cool stuff. Link in the description. So is my Discord. You should join the Discord. You should do that. It's really cool. But that's all from me. So, see ya, and stay safe.